We won't be holding back on this. A terrible lack of safety for the children of the Blackburn community. I'm going to be escalating this.
WATERMAN, yes, I'm a transport consultant to the government. It's my job to act as a liaison between STM, Asia Pacific and the government of Victoria and the Transport Minister in particular to advise on the timeline and make sure that everything to do with the contract that's been awarded to this firm, that the timeline's being met. So it's my pleasure to welcome you today as a visitor and investor from interstate and overseas. We'll be taking a short tour of the site. So if you'll come with me, we'll start right now.
WATERMAN here. It's about ticked over just to around about 8:20. It's Friday, the 8th of July. And what you'll see is these works are continuing behind me. It's my sad duty to start this tour with the news that we have not received a call from the Level Crossing Removal Authority or the project managers around this site regarding the concerns that I raised as just a member of the community, as a customer, as a person just with an interest in the safety of the community around this work site. And we won't be holding back on this. As you know, the way we roll at Project WATERMAN is we call it as we see it. And what I see is a terrible lack of safety for the children of the Blackburn community, the Blackburn Football Club, any resident that chooses to use the amenities at Blackburn Park. People are actually in danger of being injured, or as we saw yesterday, a near fatality with a young mother, her young children being out of the eye line of a tip truck entering the Morton Park area. I'm going to be escalating this quite rapidly today, and you can see that would have been put there by the lean green fighting machine, the Incredible Hulk of Crane, last night. My goodness, I'm still taking a deep breath over the operation. That even just to set it up, it took 2.5 hours easily just to put it together. So just to wrap up and summarise the activities from last night, outside this intersection last night, you will remember that the lean green fighting machine, the Incredible Hulk of Crane, it spread itself quite phlegmatically and unashamedly and unapologetically the length and the breadth of this intersection. Where that pile of earthwork is there has been dumped by those tip trucks. That is where that truck sat and said, look out everyone, I'm putting on the 1812 gun carriage. And that arm rose up into the Blackburn night sky and thrilled us all, to be quite honest. It was quite thrilling to see that size of a public transport infrastructure asset up in the local streets of Blackburn, on Blackburn Road, and boy did it put on a show. It put on the yellow, it set up its yellow trapeze harness with those giant fire hoses extending down some 10 metres out of the sky, and the world's biggest orchestra triangle was then set up, and it didn't make any noise itself. It was incredibly silent, but it was very musical in its display, and it rose up above where that tip truck is now, where that tip truck is backing in, because these chaps, it's now their job now. Well, we'll just finish off the anecdote is that two semi-trailers backed themselves in there. They were waiting in Blackburn Road from 3 o'clock. The drivers were either sleeping or playing Nintendo or checking out their iPads and their iPhones, or I don't know what they were checking out. But whatever it was, they weren't required until about 9:30, 10 o'clock later on at night. It took some 3 hours. It took some 3 hours for the lean green fighting machine, the Incredible Hulk of Crane, to set himself up with all his different attachments, his 107,000 tonnes of counterweight on the back of his tray. He had four stabilisers, one each side, two each side of his trailer, to make sure he was in the spot. We watched that chap, that crane driver. Well done you, sir. I hope you're sleeping well this morning, because you deserve to be. and then the semi-trailers backed in. They didn't stop to gaze in the window of Jealous Craig. No way, no, and they kept backing in. They were backing in motion, Frenchie. They were back in motion, and they were backing in motion along the outside of the Jealous Craig offices. Jealous Craig had his nose pressed up against the wall. He couldn't sleep, he couldn't work for all the activity, the excitement. And then those semi-trailers backed over the Blackburn Road crossing on the left-hand side behind my left shoulder. And then that yellow trapeze, the world's biggest triangle, dipped itself down to kiss that semi-trailer and then hook itself up to that precast concrete strut, and it lifted itself just ever so gently off the semi-trailer, which then exited stage left and went past Jealous Craig and said, "See you later, Craig, I'm off to get another one from Kilsyth or Kyneton or wherever they make those things from, to take them down to the next level crossing removal project." And then it was moved. It didn't swing, it gently strolled, sashayed through the air and was placed down where you see that digger grazing like a retired thoroughbred past winner of the Melbourne Cup. And I can tell you that those two struts were dropped in there precast with plastic pipes running through them for essential services such as electricity, gas, fibre optic cables. And those men of the earth, they were clambering around that worksite like kids on high on red cordial or Red Bulls. You shouldn't be drinking Red Bulls, kids, but they were running around that worksite like nobody's business, like it was the world's biggest adventure playground. And I'll tell you what, it is an adventure. Public transport infrastructure is an adventure, and it's a passion of mine, and I'm pleased to bring it to you. And what we're going to do now is take a deep breath and wander past the French patisserie to Blackburn Station and wander around the north side outside Auntie Mary Woolridge's office to see if she got any work done last night, and if she's checking the cameras up the top of her building, which is taking a photo every 15 minutes, and we haven't seen any of those yet, LXRA. I'm talking to you, and we want to hear from you. We've got some things to say about the safety at Morton Park, of the Oz Kickers. Are they going to be safe this coming Sunday morning at 7 o'clock Sunday morning when they begin kicking dew off the grass? They're going to be dodging, instead of running around witches' hats, they're going to be running around tip trucks, because I tell you what, the lack of safety, the lack of concern, the lack of traffic management at Glen Ebor Avenue, that those tip trucks come screaming down that street to enter Morton Park and then go through to their work site, it's just not good enough. So when we're buying snags from the footy kiosk this weekend, we're hoping to see a little bit more care and concern about the Blackburn community, and I'll be escalating this care and concern, and if I don't get an answer from any of my stakeholders, I'll be ringing up Worksite. And it's time for us to head off to the next filming location, Frenchie.
This ends our tour for today. We hope you've enjoyed this insight into the state government's preparation, that your investment money is being spent. And if you need any answer more questions, my name's Waterman. You can contact me via the Department of Transport or SDM Asia Pacific's Constructions.
You'll see that tip truck coming down that road at pace. And my heart was in my mouth. And I think time has come for me to declare a couple of things that are really this situation is not good enough. But I can tell you that that this subject strikes very close to home for me. It's a very bordering on a very personal experience I've had. Safety of no, I'm all right, Frenchie. I'm okay. The safety of children is particularly close to my my heart, and what you see behind this door is some ongoing work, preparatory work, where each Mexico station, the works have already started. So it's loud, it's dangerous for their hearing. Look, you might think I'm showing you just pictures of trains. I've got an obsession with trains, but no, what you're seeing is evidence of the contribution we make to the Melbourne transport infrastructure, and here's the people that benefit from it. Basically, we're look, I really can't say anymore. If you talk to our communications, we're all really upset, and I can't say anymore. No, thank you. Thanks. And that is, I'm speechless, Frenchie.